Hello, welcome to this webinar about the Red Sea's gem of Somabay with a place in the sun. My name's Liz and I'm here with the CEO of the Abu Soma Development Company, Ibrahim El Missiri. Hello.
Hi, how are you, Liz? Thank you.
Good. Good to see you. Looking forward to talking about Soma Bay, introducing Egypt as a place that maybe not everyone has thought about purchasing a home. So, first of all, I mean, Egypt has come back. It's had record tourism last year, bounced back. It's a great winter sun destination. So you're going to tell us all about this, I hope. So,
Yeah,
first of all, would you like to just tell us a tiny bit about yourself and the group and the background?
yeah, sure. So I'm the group CEO for Somabay. Somabay is a private, wholly owned destination on the Red Sea near Hurghada. So our gateway is Hurghada Airport. We're 30-minute drive from the airport, and Somabay is basically a peninsula that's stuck out from mainland Egypt around 7 kilometers offshore, hence creating this incredible bay with an 11-kilometer coastline. And on one side, it's got this beautiful sandy, 5 kilometer sandy beach with lots of water sports like kite surfing and sailing and windsurfing. And at the tip, there's a house reef, which is a very famous diving spot. And on the other side of the peninsula is basically along the coral reef. So sun all year round, and definitely now, as things are coming back to Egypt and we're really well connected into the UK market, we're seeing tourists come back with strength.
Brilliant. Well, let's have a little look at the video of these beautiful sea and area that you talk about. So we'll show a little film of that now.
Looking back, whenever anyone ever asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, doing anything involving a camera never crossed my mind.
It's very cheesy, but photography really did find me. I didn't find it. I didn't try. It just happened.
I got into photography because I've seen things when I was young that disappeared along the way. It's that I see things in a different perspective. I see the beauty in places that people lost hope.
Photography to me is a form of communication, a chance to tell a story through an image.
I like fashion, I like clothes, I like models, I like to use them in the picture.
It's a form of expression for sure. It's the only time my brain is neat.
Great. So, so as you say, a lot of people might have heard of Hurghada because that's a massive resort, isn't it? But this is a bit more laid back, and it's a few miles south of that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So yeah, Hurghada is a key destination. There are two key destinations on the Red Sea, actually three, but the ones that are well known is the Sharm el Sheikh, and there's Hurghada, and to the south there's Marsa Alam. So these are the three main ones. And Hurghada's been around now as a resort town, and it's a haven for divers and people who play sort of wind water sports, if I can call them that, now for nearly since the 80s. And Soma Bay started beginning of the century. And we've been around for now 25 years with some incredible hotels and lots of activities related to the sea, and also world-class Gary Player golf course.
Brilliant. Yeah, there's some big name hotels there, aren't there? Some big brands.
Yeah. We've got the Sheraton Soma Bay, we've got the Kempinski, and we've got the Robinson Club. So these are the big brands, and we've got a couple of our own brands, which is the Cascades Hotel, which basically sits within the championship golf course, and the Breakers Lodge, which is our diving and kite surfing lodge.
Brilliant. Well, so as I mentioned, tourism has really come back since 2010. How were you as a destination able to survive the sort of the upheaval and economic challenges in the region?
Well, actually, I think a couple of things. One is we've got a very strong repeater base. So there are people who've known Somabay for the last 3 decades. And as a peninsula, we're pretty much sealed off. So people know that it's a safe haven. It's further away from, the hustle and bustle of Cairo and the bigger towns. So we're very well known for that. And throughout the years and even the time with COVID, we've managed, our loyal customers have been coming through. And the other part to it is that is our residential properties. We've sold over the years around over 3,500 homes. So our homeowners who come from all over the world, basically, they come back. So the temporary business, basically, which comes with tourism and could go up and down regarding, the general situation in the region or what's happening around in the world, we are able to mitigate that because we've got that repeater base and all our global homeowners.
That's interesting. So where do most of your homeowners come from around the world?
Well, it's a mixed bag. German-speaking countries are a big thing. So we've got a lot of German, Swiss, and Austrian. We've got some Brits, a lot of Italians, Belge, French, and people from the Gulf, like Dubai and Qatar and Jordan, but and Egyptians. So that's the mixed bag. But the majority come from Germany.
Brilliant. Okay. So what about why do all these people, why did they decide to buy in Somabay rather than Hurghada or Sharm? Why is this special, this resort?
Well, look, the connectivity of Hurghada Airport is incredible. Like we are probably more connected to Europe than to Cairo. We get more flights a week, so it's easy access, and flight time from Europe ranges depending on which country you're in. Central Europe is 3.5 hours away. If you're in London, you're around 4.5, 5 hours flight away, so it's very easy, and that makes it very attractive. Of course, the weather is unbeatable. If you want winter sun, your other option is to probably fly double the time to go to places like Dubai and that part of the world. So it's very easy access. Also, why Somabay? I think it's because it's a private community. So this entire peninsula, which is 10,000 hectares, is owned and managed privately, and people sort of feel more like they're citizens of this destination as opposed to within the big hustle and bustle of Egypt, and hence they feel more secure, and it's much more laid back, especially that it's it's not too far from the airport, but it's not too close. So I think that balance is good. And of course, the services, the attraction, a lot of the clients come for the sea, the diving, and all of that. A lot of our European clients, the golf, I think it's very difficult to find a world-class golf destination that's that close to Europe all throughout winter. And that's really the strongest months we've got. We've got already 2 golf courses. So we've got an 18-hole and a 19 and a 9-hole, and we're building the 3rd one. And usually in destinations, you don't get 3 golf courses, world-class golf courses, plus an incredible spa and lots of other activities. We've got our own horse stables. We've got things for kids. We've got this whole development called the Play Park, and we've got facilities for also professional athletes. We've built an aquatic center. So we were getting a lot of swimming camps from Europe. They basically, instead of swimming indoors, they want to use facilities that are certified by World Aquatics, which was previously FINA, if they're even at competitive level. We've also established a complex, the first one probably in the region, which is for lawn tennis. So we had a few players come for pre-Wimbledon season, which is very unique. So you're training for Wimbledon in the Middle East, and it's because we've got the ability to have those world-class facilities, plus this amazing spa to relax, or as an as an athlete do recovery.
Sounds amazing. Is there a sort of you've also got a citizenship program, is that right?
Yeah. We call it a citizenship program because once you buy in Somabay, you get all sorts of rights, be it discounts, different facilities, and we've got an incredible application, basically. So online, you can command all the services. So if you have a home, you basically get all the services that you would usually get in a hotel and more. And even before you hit the ground in Soma, you can book your golf car to wander around, or your e-vehicle. You can get a bike. You can fill your fridge. You can do your housekeeping, laundry, everything you'd get in a hotel, or rent a boat to go to the islands that surround us. So that and it comes with special benefits and discounts, and also benefits and discounts within the hotels that reside within the property. That's one. And on a global level, if you're a citizen in Somabay, you become a member of Quintessentially. So if you know Quintessentially, the luxury concierge service out of the UK, which is pretty hefty it's a pretty hefty annual charge. So we actually cover that for you, and therefore you can use your Somabay private Quintessentially concierge anywhere in the world. So we try to reach out and connect wherever you are.
That sounds a big perk. So let's talk about the real estate option then. You mentioned there's 3,500 homeowners, is that right?
Yeah, at the moment, yeah.
And there's going to be a lot more. How many properties are going to be built on in the area?
Total development is 10,000 homes.
Wow.
10,000 holiday homes. We're moving at pace. We're currently building around 1,000 homes a year. So we should be done in the next 6 or 7 years. Plus, we're developing a lot of we're under construction. There's another 4 fantastic hotels. I just can't disclose operators due to non-disclosure agreements. But yeah, that's the number.
Brilliant. Well, let's watch another short little video about the real estate offerings you've got. That's great. So if someone's interested, tell us about what are the options for buyers, and what is the offering?
Okay, so basically, as we're a peninsula with this 11-kilometer coastline, so we've got basically 6 main villages, let's say, within the peninsula. So there's to the north west, there is the Masca development, which is where you can basically buy just a cabana. It's like a hotel suite right on the beach. That's an option. If you're looking for a 1-bed, 2-bed, 3-bed, 4-bed flat, that's available. Or similar things, you can buy a loft, or similar to the lofts you'd get in the UK, with mezzanine levels, or you can buy a standalone or a twin villa or a chalet. And the sizes really range. So if you're talking about a one bed, it's usually around 60 square meters. That's around 600 feet. And it can go up all the way to 6,000 feet if you want, you know. So the price range is varied, but and each village basically has a typology. So you're either next to the kiting beach, you know, if you want to be within the surfer kind of lifestyle. There is Bay Central, which is more if you want more on the luxurious side. There is, if you want sort of apartment living, like what you get at you know, in the marina and Brighton, but in a nice, more sunnier setting. You get that with the marina, or there is the open seaside, which is basically more hilly with really generous sea views out into the deep blue. And we've got very quirky designs. We've come up with different typologies of architecture that give, you know, depending on the character of the person, you know, there's an area called the Coves. It's more Santorini-like, let's say. There's another area that is like homes on a cliff. So depending on what you want, I think we've got a variety of products that suit all the different needs. But the reality is that depending also on how much you want to invest in such a destination, and the prices in Egypt now, because there has been a significant devaluation in the currency, make it really attractive. You can start with a one bed from around 200K, which is a freehold, and you pay it over a 5-year duration directly with the company. You don't need bank finance. So you basically just put a 10% upfront and pay the remaining 90% over 5 years. So you can start with basically 20K, you can own a home, and you get delivery within 3 years.
So if I want to buy a home at Somabay and move into it straight away, are there properties available, or do I have to wait 5 years?
No, we've got ready to move properties. So usually if it's a ready to move property, you pay upfront 25% and you choose the property that you want. And, you know, by the time we just prep it up, you move in within 3 to 6 months.
Brilliant. So you said £200,000 is roughly the starting point?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And it can go all the way to £6 million.
I'm sure you can.
Depending on what you're buying.
What is the for a foreigner buying in Egypt? Are there in Somabay? Are you allowed to buy 1 or 2, 3 homes? Are there any restrictions?
No, in Egypt, it's as an owner, as a foreigner, you can buy unlimited number of units. There is no restriction. It used to be many years ago 2, but now the law has changed and it's unlimited. And the good thing is that you, based on your purchase, you can get long-term residency in the country. So you can also, if you're staying or if you want to retire, you can come and set up your bank accounts and everything. And all the banking institutions around the world are available.
Great. And do you have to allow some taxes and legal fees on top of the purchase price? What do you say to buyers that they should budget for?
No, there's no legal fees for the transaction. Usually we just have a £2,000 subscription to use the club, the sports club within the destination. The only thing you have to think about is the annual general maintenance, like you'd pay anywhere, and that the cost of that is like what you'd pay anywhere, around $10 a meter and per annum. So depending on the size of the property, that's what you pay. And there's an annual property tax, which is quite minimal on a typical property. That is like £200 a year that you pay to the local authority, which is similar to council tax in the UK, but much less.
Sure, but you need when you actually buy the property for the first time, you know, when you buy it, you use a lawyer, and the process that's the process of buying a property in Egypt involves a few little costs.
No, there's no need for any of that. We present the buyer with the contracts, which have been reviewed by international law firms. So we work with Baker McKenzie, so one of the biggest law firms in the world. So the contracts are there, and we've been executing them for the past 20 years. So there's no need for that. The exchange is very straightforward, and there is no stamp duty or tax or anything on a purchase. There is a tax on a resale. So the first purchase, if you're buying directly from a developer, that is exempt from any tax or duty in Egypt. If you're buying from an individual, then you have to pay 2.5% tax.
Great. Okay. Very useful. And do a lot of your owners will rent out their properties when they're not using it?
Yes, we've got our own Airbnb type kind of entity. It's called Stair, and owners can subscribe. There's a couple of programs whereby they hand over their property, and we will and send them the funds.
Brilliant.
So we've got our own on-site management team.
That's very easy. So what about so you've got some forthcoming projects to flag up? Well, I think you've already mentioned the fact that you're continually building in different stages and new villages.
Yes, the one that's coming up is the Coves that I mentioned. It's a very interesting in a very nice and beautiful setting with those beautiful natural coves. That's got different types of villas and apartments with sea views. We've got also another development called Blanca, which is a golf side development. So if you're a keen golfer and would like to live next to the course, in the lush greens, that's something very nice. We've also got on the higher end our Bay Central development. If you want, those bigger homes on the seafront, that's also available.
Brilliant. Do any of your owners live there all the time? Is that allowed, or is it very much a holiday community?
No, around 15% of our homeowners live year round. So it's a vibrant community 12 months of the year. Naturally, the winter time, so from October to May, is when it's really buzzing, very high traffic, be it in hotels or homes. And there is all the facilities. So we've got a medical facility in Somabay, and this also connects with the hospital in Hurghada. And then the hospitals, of course, if you've got international insurance like Bupa or whatnot, or AXA, it's all usable there. So that's very important. Of course, we've got restaurants and bars and clubs dispersed within the bay that are open all year round, and all the different amenities that you would need in the community. And the good thing is also Somabay, unlike a lot of the more remote destinations, you can basically do your shopping online. Anything you want to order on Amazon or any of those sites, will get delivered straight to your door.
Brilliant. Well, I mean, you've covered a lot of great reasons to invest. I mean, what about? I suppose that the price point is something you've mentioned that is an advantage, isn't it? That you referred to Dubai and in your intro. I mean, it's a lot more affordable, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Egypt is way more affordable and closer, right? And right now, what you can get on an EasyJet flight for 70 quid one way, and you're there in 5 hours. So it's very easy to access. So definitely, price point is very good. Cost of living is very affordable, and you get out of those winter months in Europe. And now, after they remove the winter fuel payments and all the good stuff that's happening in the UK, I'm sure it's way much better here.
You're going to
and
be
you
getting
get access to great
a lot of
healthcare
pensioners coming
here.
to Egypt to take
Well, we need a mixed
of all
bag,
that
basically.
sunshine.
Yeah, exactly. It's very good. The other element I think we didn't cover is the environmental and sustainability side. So, and we're not doing the typical lip service to, being sustainable. Right now, we've got 20% of our power is generated via solar energy. We've changed all our burners to natural gas. We believe that we're in a very pristine environment. The Somabay Peninsula is within the national parks of Egypt. So we're surrounded by all sorts of wildlife, turtles, eagles, you know, and of course the sea and the famous reefs. So it's very important that we maintain that kind of sustainability, and we also utilize as much as possible, you know, local materials, so we don't, you know, burn a lot of carbon emissions during the construction process.
Your sustainable credentials are very important, aren't they, too, at Somabay?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we're not, you know, paying lip service to it. We're actually doing it. We've 20% of our power is actually generated using solar energy. We use clean natural gas for all our heating requirements. It's interesting, you talk about the winter sun destination, but you need a lot of heating, especially for the pools during the winter months. So to make sure we've got a comfortable temperature, we utilize local materials for our construction. So that saves a lot on carbon emissions. And even in homes, we always encourage homeowners to use solar water heaters and bringing down the footprint of the destination. As we live in this very, actually, Somabay Peninsula lies within the national parks of Egypt. And hence we're surrounded by all the wildlife in terms of eagles, turtles, and the abundant sea life and coral reefs, which the area is famous for.
Sounds amazing. So if people want to come and buy a property, can they come and visit you, do a tour, try it out?
Yeah, definitely. And that's where the hotels come to play, right? So they can visit. So if you go to somabay.com, that's SOMA.com, and check out, stay in one of our hotels and enjoy it. And when they hit the destination, we've got a sales team there who can take them and do the tour of the entire peninsula. And they can visit the different villages and see what kind of product they're looking for. And in the main Somabay Marina, there's our sales center is located. Or they don't have to come at all. They can, a lot of people now, interestingly, buy online, and so they can connect to us with on info@somabay.com, and a property consultant will you know, be connected with them, depending on where they are from the world, whether they need a German property consultant or an English-speaking property consultant, and they will guide them through the process until they take possession of their home. And also, the nice thing is we also offer the services for the furnishing. We've partnered with lots of companies that can give the clients options to basically fit out their homes, and so make it as easy and smooth as possible to do it. And when they hopefully buy, then they can manage everything online.
Brilliant. Well, I think a lot of people will actually want to come out and see it for themselves first. I think it sounds great.
Yeah.
So thank
A
you
good
very
holiday.
much. I think we've covered lots of useful information about Egypt and how easy it might be to buy at Somabay. So Ibrahim, thank you very much. Hope this has been useful to listeners, and good luck with the project, and hope to see you at one of our exhibitions. Thank you.
Thanks, Liz. Enjoyed that, and I hope it was good to your viewers and listeners. Thank you very much.